Hello there. Today we're going to be looking at a remake of a Megatron from one of the least controversial Transformers series, Energon. Now, to experiment with whether or not it would sell, apparently they decided to make him in core class. So, let's take a look at this little guy. Getting into him here, hey, he looks like Energon Megatron. As you can see, he's cast in two different shades of gray, one being much darker. Got the blue highlights, the bright green. I love the color scheme of Energon Megatron. He's just so odd, yet works. But it is interesting to see that instead of a proper remake, we get to see him in essentially fun size. But hey, I'm not going to complain because this guy is a nice little desk toy. The head sculpt is pretty nice. It's got the crest painted, the face painted, even the eyes. Pretty darn good for how tiny it is. You got the blue on the abdomen, the Decepticon logo painted, you got the blue on the legs, got the blue hands painted in, the signature bright green cannons, of course. And then, of course, the backpack, which is accurate. Now, this Megatron, of course, does have these little bits which pop off, and you can turn them around, plug them in, and you have the downward position for the cannons, which is pretty cool that they integrated this without having to put an actual hinge in there. So you can have him in with his cannons down, just like the original toy. And his cannons do have 3mm ports on them, so that you can put them in his hands if you want him to hold them like a gun for whatever reason. But hey, it is an option. And these are blast effect compatible, which is nice. Now, of course, what kind of an Energon Megatron would he be if he didn't come with his little tank? It's very nicely sculpted considering how tiny it is. It's got pretty much all of the detail work from the original. Essentially, it just looks like a mini version of the Armada tank with a giant sword sticking out because they couldn't make this a separate piece, of course. This is blast effect compatible on this side, and of course the sword here. Very nicely done. And this is just a giant hollow single piece with a 5mm port, which means you can slap this on other things if you want. But of course that you can just plug on here, onto his arm, and there you go. Megatron's got his signature weapon, which you can of course turn around if you want him to use the gun. Now, articulation wise, he's got a swivel on the head, cannot look up or down. His shoulders are on ball joints, but of course the cannons will somewhat clash with things. However, the shoulders themselves are fairly limited and have this post that they plug into that does limit things a bit, but you can mostly rotate the arms around just fine. That will occasionally happen. Now, his elbows are on ball joints, which means not only can they go to 90 degrees, but they can also swivel. No waist joint on this guy. It kind of makes sense with how this works, but unfortunate. Ball joints go slightly past 90 actually, which is quite surprising. Beautiful spread. You got thigh rotation, which is nice to see, and then a very deep knee bend, well past 90, and if it wasn't for the heel, it would pretty much completely fold in on itself. Very nice. And then the feet, unfortunately, do not have ankles, but they can go up or down for transformation. Fairly good articulation for his size. Nothing impressive, but look how tiny he is. He's not going to be insanely articulated compared to other figures. Now, for size comparisons, what kind of a reviewer would I be if I didn't give him a completely fair comparison? Here he is with Age of the Primes Red Alert. Definitely meant to scale. Now, for transformation, I will take these off because they get very annoying. It is a nice look without them, honestly. First thing I'm going to do is just flip these feet in, and then just take his arms, just plug them into these ports real quick. Now you can take the nose cone up here, flip it up, and it'll just plug in right there. Take the whole backpack back here, and it is on a giant pin, and you just rotate this around. Now take the backpack and just rotate it on this hinge 180. Take the arms at their ball joints, bend them 90 degrees and rotate them around facing upwards like that. Now take the legs, swivel them 90 degrees and then fold them up and bend them at the knees, and then this bit will just plug into the shoulder. Give it a nice little push, and like so, and then you just bring the wings down, and then if you took them off you can just bring these bits back in, and there you go. You have Energon Megatron in his alt mode, and as you can see, pretty faithful to the original. It's a nice futuristic jet with a very unique wing design. I like this. Very nice sci-fi vibes from this. Of course, from the back you can just see his ball joints, but he's got all the nice colors. I mean, for a core class, this actually has pretty nice like paint work and just color breakup. I mean, you got the neon green, you got the wings painted blue and silver up top to get his accurate colors over here, and then you got the cockpit painted with a nice blue, green windshield, and the black on top. I mean, that's already more color breakup than I was expecting for such a small and cheap figure. And then the blue on the thrusters slash legs, just nice color breakup there. Obviously, you can see everything below, and this is hollow. That's fine. I don't mind it. I mean, this is just pretty cool. I dig it. I never got to experience the original toy, so it was kind of interesting to get this figure, which is essentially like a TLDR of that figure. Now, of course, you can get the tank, and then you can just take these two slots, plug them into these two pegs in either direction you want, and there you go. You have the tank just facing forward, ready to shoot. The wingtips here are technically blast effect compatible, but they aren't a straight peg, so you might bend them a bit. But yeah, I mean, overall this is a pretty nice figure. And of course, for an Alt-Mode comparison, Bumblebee. Now, would I recommend this figure? Absolutely. This is one of Core Class's final releases before they canceled them, and frankly, I wish they continued, because this feels really nice. This was a cool little desk toy that's very fun to mess with, cheap, it has all the necessary features that you would want it to, and it's nicely painted, it's nicely colored, and I mean, I wish that these sold better so that they could continue, because this is awesome. Now granted, I think they needed more figures for Core Class to interact with, but still, I think this thing was great. I mean, even like, if you were to ask me what the plastic quality would be, I would say it's great, so I'd recommend getting it. If you can find one of these things, or the repaint of Galvatron, go get it. It's good. I love it. It's a very fun desk toy. I absolutely love this thing. I hope that we see Core Class return in some fashion, because these things are absolutely lovely. They were really starting to get good. Hopefully they come back. But thank you for watching this quick review. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe if you want to. And please feel free to follow me on Instagram, where I take pictures of figures before and after I review them, or just for the fun of it. But take care and have a good day.